Good morning and welcome to Newsfirst Prime Time Sunrise.
Hello, very good Wednesday morning to you. This is Prime Time Sunrise, coming to you live on MTV Sports. I'm Shah Indirangpati. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. Former representatives of provincial councils fined for not handing over official vehicles. Decline in the water levels in reservoirs close to power plants. White House says the US is planning possible withdrawal of all troops from Afghanistan. First up, issuing an annual report titled Promoting Reconciliation and Accountability in Sri Lanka, United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Navi Pillay says that as new evidence continues to emerge on the final stages of the conflict, it is recommended to establish an independent international mechanism. Now we have the Commissioner of the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission, Dr. Pratibha Maheva, to tell us how Sri Lanka should act in the face of the annual report.
You clarify one by one these 74 recommendations. Most of them are in the LLRC, Lesson Learned and Reconciliation Commission, and also National Human Rights Action Plan. Certain areas like abolition of prevention of terrorism temporary act, actually at least for the parliament, and the parliament must decide. Parliament comprise with all the parties, so concerned with that. So certain recommendations immediately you can't do it because it has to be presented to parliament, and certain other legislations which he had proposed, for example freedom of information bill, protection of victims and victims bill, those are actually in the process and coming up soon. And also Sri Lanka has set up a separate court in Anuradhapura to hear all these terrorism prevention act cases.
Meanwhile, the Department of Census and Statistics says that the final report of the census conducted into the loss of lives and property damage during the war will be issued next month. Director General of the Department, DCA Gunawardena, said that the data obtained by the survey has already been analysed, adding that this data is currently being stored. In local news, the Ceylon Electricity Board says that water levels at reservoirs attached to hydropower plants are decreasing rapidly. A media spokesperson and Deputy General Manager of the CEB, Senajit Dasanayaka, says that due to low rainfall recorded, the water levels at reservoirs have decreased. Necessary rainfall was not recorded at catchment areas along hydropower plants. Accordingly, the water level of reservoirs are as follows. Castlereagh Reservoir is at 8.6%, Mauskale Reservoir has 20.6%, Kotmale Reservoir has 40.4%, Victoria Reservoir has 31.8%, and Randanigala Reservoir has 71%. Accordingly, only Randanigala has sufficient water level. Over the past few days, only 18 to 20% of electricity generation took place via hydropower plants. Thermal power plants produce 77%. Meanwhile, attention has been directed at charging a fine from former provincial council members who are yet to hand over state-owned vehicles that are in their possession. To know about this decision, we contacted the Deputy Elections Commissioner M.M. Mohammed.
The discussion which was held the election secretariat with the permanent members of the Standing Committee of Elections Violence, the members who were represented by the recognized political party, the Commissioner of Elections announced that he is going to refer to the Auditor General of Sri Lanka to fine to the ex-members and ex-ministers of provincial councils who are still delaying to hand over their official vehicles to the provincial council.
A body was found at the Dahiwala beach yesterday. According to a correspondent, the police had conducted investigations into the incident based on a call received by the police emergency unit. The deceased was identified as Ponnambalam Navaratnam, a resident of Mount Lavinia. The Ministry of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources said that the next discussions regarding the Indo Lanka fisheries issue will be held on the 10th of March in Colombo. The ministry noted that fishermen from Jaffna, Kilinochi, Muleitigu, Mena, Patiklod, Trincomalee and Negambo will participate at the discussions. At a meeting held a month ago in India, leaders of fisheries associations in that country said that they would not set out to sea until these discussions are held. However, 91 more Indian fishermen who violated the Sri Lankan maritime boundary remain under Sri Lankan custody. The Ministry of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources said that 25 Sri Lankan fishermen who violated India's maritime boundary and 5 fishing vessels remain under the custody of the Indian Coast Guard. Well, starting off sports with cricket news, Sri Lanka clinched victory by 12 runs in a nail-biting first match against Pakistan of the Asia Cup played in Dhaka, Bangladesh yesterday. Winning the toss and electing to bat first, the Lankans posted a total of 296 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in their allotted 50 overs, with Lahiruthiramana top scoring with 102. Chasing a target of 297, the Pakistanis were restricted for 284 runs in the 49th over thanks to a brilliant bowling performance from Lasith Malinga, who picked up 5 wickets for 52 runs in 9 overs to be named the man of the match.
It's closer than close. Malinga has got this fourth. He's got him. That's his 5. Take a ball, Lasith Malinga. What an unbelievable performer. Turned the match on its head in the last 14 deliveries or so. He's got 5 wickets. Would you believe it? That is why Lasith Malinga is the man.